Welcome to the Enchanted Lighthouse, where every week magical stories and new adventures await. Join our group of 7 wonderful animal friends as they bring tales about friendship, mystery, and wonder to life. From unexpected guests to heartfelt conversations under the moonlit sky, each story holds a gentle truth. We are so glad that you are here. Now let us begin. The lighthouse welcomes a new year. The last evening of the year. The final evening of the year settled gently around the enchanted lighthouse. Outside, the sea was dark and calm, its surface dusted with silver moonlight. Frost clung to the rocks along the shore, and every now and then soft snowflakes drifted down, catching in the lighthouse beam before melting into the night. Inside, the lighthouse felt especially warm. Theo had turned the light just a little softer than usual, letting it glow like a steady heartbeat. Zoe moved slowly between the kitchen and the long wooden table, setting out mugs of spiced cocoa and plates of simple comfort food. The air smelled of cinnamon, toasted bread and Apfelstrudel that had been baked just for tonight. Hazel perched on a stool, tying little ribbons around jars filled with sparklers. "I like how they look like tiny stars," she said, holding one up. Lumi adjusted a star chart near the window. Olivia watched quietly from her beam, feathers fluffed against the cold that crept in whenever the door opened. Milo lounged upside down on the couch, pretending not to listen, though his tail flicked every time someone spoke. Seppi bounced from room to room, already wearing his thick scarf. "Is it midnight yet?" he asked for the 4th time. Theo smiled. "Not yet," he said. "Tonight is meant to be memorable." Remembering the year together. As the clock ticked on, the friends gathered closer around the fire. Olivia suggested they talk about the year that had passed. "The first year," Hazel said softly, eyes shining, "of all of us together." They began remembering. The storm that had first tested them, lanterns that held wishes, courage, and memories. Visitors who arrived uncertain and left changed. Quiet nights when no one spoke but everyone felt understood. Milo grinned. "Let's not forget the time Seppi tried to surf during a fog warning." Seppi laughed, unbothered. "I learned something that day." "That the sea always has the last word," Lumi said gently. Olivia shared memories of letters received and feathers filled with moments worth keeping. Zoe spoke of baking for others and how it always seemed to fill her heart most of all. Theo listened, glowing softly as the room filled with gratitude. "We have everything we need," he said at last. "Even when we didn't know it yet." Outside, the wind shifted, rattling lightly against the windows, as if reminding them time was still moving forward. Bundling up for midnight. As midnight drew near, Hazel passed out mittens, scarves, and thick coats. Snow had begun to fall more steadily now, frosting the ground in pale white. Their breath puffed into the air as they stepped outside, laughter echoing against the cliffs. The sea stretched endlessly before them. Zoe wrapped her scarf twice around her neck. "It's cold," she said softly, "but the good kind." Theo lit the sparklers one by one. Golden sparks crackled against the night. Tiny suns held carefully in mittened paws. They stood together, close enough that no one felt the chill too sharply. Then, far out over the water, the first firework bloomed. Purple, gold, blue, pink, green. Reflections shimmered across the sea as the sky came alive. One burst after another, painting hope into the darkness. Seppi gasped. It feels like the sky is celebrating with us. Wishes no one said aloud. As the fireworks continued, each friend grew quiet in their own way. Without speaking, they each made a wish. Hazel wished for courage to try new ideas. Zoe wished for peace, for herself and for others. Lumi wished for steady stars, even on cloudy nights. Olivia wished for moments worth remembering. Milo wished for belonging that lasted. Seppi wished for adventures that didn't leave anyone behind. And Theo wished for the light to always be enough. None of them said their wishes out loud. Some things were meant to be held gently, like sparks in the dark. The final firework faded, leaving the sky calm again. Snow drifted slowly around them, and the lighthouse beam swept its familiar path across the sea. Wishes for the lighthouse. The friends stood outside for a moment longer, listening to the sea breathe below the cliffs. Then Theo gently spoke. "Let's go back inside. It's getting cold. And I think the lighthouse would like to hear something." They smiled and followed him. They went back inside, cheeks pink from the cold, hearts warm. The door closed with a soft click, sealing in warmth and light. The fire crackled louder, as if welcoming the new year along them. They poured hot berry tea and wrapped themselves in cozy blankets. They gathered in a loose circle near the fireplace, mugs warm in their paws and wings. "We made wishes for ourselves," Hazel said thoughtfully. "But what about wishes for the lighthouse?" Lumi's eyes brightened. "That feels important." Theo nodded. "Then let's share them, not as promises, just as hopes." There was a gentle pause, the kind that didn't rush anyone. Zoe spoke first. "I hope this lighthouse stays a place where people can rest, where no one has to hurry, and where there's always something warm in the oven." Seppi smiled. "I wish for more laughter," he said. "More days where we dive into adventures and more days where we don't do much at all." Hazel flicked her tail, thinking. "I hope we keep learning new things," she said. "New hobbies, new crafts, new ways to help each other." Milo stretched and rolled onto his side. "I hope we get more visitors," he said lightly, "the kind who need a place to land." Olivia nodded, her feathers glowing softly. "And I hope we remember them," she added. "Every story, every moment, even the quiet ones." Lumi looked toward the window where the lighthouse beam swept steadily across the sea. "I wish that no matter what changes," she said, "we keep being there for each other, through storms, through calm, through everything." The room grew quiet again. Theo looked around at his friends, all gathered and present. "My wish," he said gently, "is that this lighthouse never forgets what it's for. Not just to guide ships, but to hold hearts. Whatever comes next, he said, we won't face it alone. Outside, the new year had begun, quietly and kindly. Inside, the enchanted lighthouse glowed the same way it always had. Every story has something to teach us. What did we learn today? We have learned that gratitude turns what we have into enough. And when we welcome the future with warmth, friendship and hope, the light is already there to guide us. Thank you for stopping by here today. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like and don't forget to come back next week for a brand new adventurous story. Want to learn more about the magical tenants who live here? Visit enchantedlighthouse.com for a mystical map, creative artwork and a few special gifts. Until then, be kind and share your light. See you next time.